You play Lander and Catawba this week. Talk about those two opponents.
They're both going to be tough opponents for us. Lander is an out-of-conference, in-region opponent who's from the Peach Belt, and they're a very good opponent. They come in tomorrow with a record of 5-1, so they're having a pretty good year. Had some great results against some tough opposition, so it'll be a good test for us to see where we're at. And then we play Catawba, who unfortunately is struggling a little bit, but they're a very good side within our conference. It'll be a very tough game. We play at Catawba. They're definitely a lot better than what their record is, and hopefully these two games will be a good stepping stone for us to get us back on the winning track, since we've had two games in a row that we've lost.
Today, the team is 4-2-1. What have you seen in your team's first 7 games?
I've seen a lot of good things. Seen some things that we need to improve on. We're kind of youthful and inexperienced. We have a very young squad, so we're learning as we go. I mean, we've had some success early in the year. We played 2 very good opponents in Young Harris and in Wingate, so they exposed maybe some of our youthfulness or inexperience at playing at this level. We haven't scored in those 2 goals, so we kind of got away with them from the style that we've been imposing on opposition. They kind of imposed their style on us a little bit. So hopefully going into this week, we can get back to where we're dictating the play and we're implementing the style that we want the game to be at, instead of them implementing and dictating to us to where we have to change. So we'll just see. Well, hopefully we work on some finishing and be able to capitalize on our opportunities and execute when they're attacking third, and see how the games go.
You've spoken about the team's youthfulness some, but comment about the team's upperclassmen and their leadership.
Yeah, I think it's been very good. So, they help the new players, the young players, to say, okay, look, these games are important. They're the conference games. It's different than the non-conference opponents. Some of them are going to be much better than some of the non-conference opponents that we play. Also, some of the non-conference opponents that we play are going to be very similar to our conference opponents. And just getting them prepared, hey, the game in the conference is more physical, it's faster. Be ready for those things that you might not have seen in the first 4 or 5 opponents that we have played throughout the course of the year. So just trying to prepare them. This is what is expected. This is what we're playing for. We're trying to win a conference championship, trying to make it into the conference tournament, win the conference tournament championship, and then also hopefully have an opportunity to be one of the top 6 teams in the region where we can be in the national tournament.
Among those goals that you just outlined, what does the team have to do over the next month and a half in order to reach those goals?
I think we just have to keep trying to play our style, and as long as we can come to the field every day and every game and just execute and see where that takes us. That might mean where we win those games, we might lose those games, but I think if we don't dictate or deviate from the style that we want to play and how we want to play, make sure we're coming together, and we can walk off the field and say, hey, you know what, we gave it our best effort today. Then, if it gives us a win, it gives us a win. If it's a loss, then okay, what can we learn from those losses to where we can be successful? But obviously, being the conference games, trying to be top 4 within our conference, closer to hopefully winning the conference or being in the top 2, that give you a better opportunity to be successful in the conference tournament, and also to have an opportunity to be, in the conversation of being one of the top 6 teams within the region, to where you can get invited to the national tournament.
You started both games during the previous week and allowed only 1 goal in 2 games. Talk about the performance of your defense.
I'm very proud of my defense lately. We've been putting it together pretty well. We have breakdowns once in a while, but we're doing a good job at stringing passes together and talking and communicating with each other.
Conference play opened last Saturday and it's continuing this week. Talk about what your team has to do in order to win some conference games this year.
Well, one thing is we have to not let the physicalness rattle us, because that's what we did on Saturday. And we have to, the teams we've played prior to this have been a little bit slower paced, and we need to step it up in the pace of the game.
Talk about some of the play of your teammates so far in the first couple games.
I'm very satisfied with my center backs, Abby and Rachel. They've been helping me through it, and I've been helping them as far as communicating and working with our outside backs and our midfielders. As far as this year, I don't really know anything about Catawba, but in the past they've been a good team. But I think, especially after how we played them last year, I believe if we come out to play, we should be able to beat them.
Finally, this is your final season of eligibility at Mars Hill. What are your goals for yourself and for the team in 2011?
My goal is just to make it the best season we possibly can, and of course to win conference if we can. But if we can walk away proud of the way we played this season, that's what I want.